CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Najahe Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Off the top, today is the day. We are asking you to join us for a life-saving effort. Until 7 p.m. tonight, we will be at HCA Florida Aventura Hospital for a blood drive to help save lives in our community. CBS News Miami's Pastrana joins us live from that location. Lauren, how is it going so far?
Naja, this has been nothing short of a success so far today, and it just keeps on spinning here. The wheels of the bus are not in motion, but it certainly is busy inside. It sounds a little quiet, seems a little quiet. That's because the people who are going through the donation process just wrapped up their health screening. When you come out here, you get a physical, you answer a couple of questions, and then you sit down and you relax for a couple minutes of donation. One person is in the chair right now. You just saw another person come on in, and this is just one location. We've got another big red bus up in Broward County in Plantation at HCA Florida West Side Hospital. And at last check, they had close to 20 people already donating at that location, and that number keeps on climbing as people continue to hear about this incredible event that was all part of a CBS News Miami, HCA Florida Hospital, and One Blood partnership, really to combat this blood crisis shortage that we have going on right now, not just here in the state of Florida, but all over the country. And to talk about that a little bit more, I want to bring in Pat Michaels with One Blood to discuss just how critical of a need there is for blood donors here in South Florida.
Yeah, back in January we had a critical situation, and we've kind of gotten a bit better over the last month or so, because in January we have National Blood Donor Month, and the reason is to recover from the holidays when people are traveling. High schools, colleges are not in session, and that accounts for about a fifth of our donations. So it's getting better. But that being said, we always need people to donate all the time, because hospitals have to have the blood on hand for transfusions. People think that blood is kept for a long period of time. It's not. It's processed and tested. It goes to a hospital within about 3 to 5 days. So the turnaround is that fast, and the need is that strong.
And it gets to a hospital and in someone else very, very quickly. And what's cool for donors, thanks to One Blood, is there's a way to track exactly where your blood goes and the impact that you are having. Tell us about that program.
Yeah, it's called My One Blood Journey. And we started it last year because we know that people that donate understand they're making an impact within a few days. But the program called My One Blood Journey allows a donor to sign on to their donor portal, get all of their statistics, and see where their blood donation is going, which hospital, like HCA, and the time frame. We can't tell the patient because of we have to keep that anonymous. But just knowing when your blood donation is going to a person in a hospital in a time frame is pretty big. We also have another program that's called Message My Donor, and a tag is on each blood bag that goes to the hospital. And a patient or a nurse or a doctor can write a message that will go back to the donor, anonymously, of course, but at least the donor will have some message back saying, you changed my life, you saved my life, or my father, brother, sister, daughter, whatever. That's a major impact. And so it allows our donors to know that they're making that difference.
And it's not just for one person. My understanding is that one blood donation can impact 3 different lives. How does that work?
Because what we do is when people donating here on the Big Red Bus today, they're going to give whole blood, which means 1 unit of blood, about a pint or so. And then that pint of blood is then goes to our biologics components lab, where it's separated into red blood cells, platelets, and plasma. And it goes in different directions. So when that happens, one person at one hospital could get the platelets, another one could get the plasma, and the other one could get the red blood cells. So that's how we say it could go to 3 different people.
Let's talk about the process for the actual donors. My plan, my intention for today is, yes, to donate. I wanted to do it before I started going live, but we knew it was going to be a busy day, so we're going to save it for me for the end. But I've already gone through the screening process. I've done the physical. I've answered all the questions. They've given me the green light, so I'm good to go, and I plan to give later on. But walk people through the process. Maybe they've never given before. What can they expect? How long will it take once they get on board the Big Red Bus?
Yeah, so the best thing to do is come to the Big Red Bus, knock on the door. If you don't have an appointment, don't worry about it. And when you come in here, we'll assess you. we'll see if your red blood count is fine, your blood pressure is okay, heart rate, that type of thing. And then once we do that assessment and you answer the questionnaires on the iPad, then we'll sit down, and that process probably only takes 10 minutes, the actual donation process. So we tell them all together about 45 minutes. So if you get on the big red bus now, 45 minutes later is all it takes. 45 minutes to impact someone's life is pretty profound.
Truly incredible. And you mentioned that, Doc, those questions that you have to answer before you can donate. I think a lot of people might be wondering, I'm not sure if I'm eligible. I don't know if I can donate. I've had health issues in the past, and it's really interesting. When we got on the bus a little while ago, I met with a woman who was here to donate. Her name is Amarilis Orilla, and she is a cancer survivor. So she didn't know whether she could donate or not, but she came on out here specifically because she heard about this drive on CBS News Miami. Let's hear what she had to say. How'd you hear about this blood drive today?
I heard through the media, Channel 4.
Why was it important for you to come out here today to do your part to help those who need blood?
Exactly, because I want to help others that are in need of blood. And if I could have good health, and I've been sick before, and there is a special friend of mine that she's going through a hard process now, so I'm thinking she might need it, or anybody that is sick and need. If I can do anything to help anybody, I'm always here for that.
You said you've been sick before. Can you tell me a little bit about your past health issues?
I'm a cancer survivor from 5 years ago. Thank you.
Incredible. And maybe there's people out there who'll be like, oh, I'm a cancer survivor. I didn't know I can give blood. So how is it important that people know if you're cancer-free and feeling good, you can come out here and make a difference?
Absolutely. That's the first thing that I asked, if I could donate, having had cancer prior. And he said yes. So yes, I want everybody to hear that it's possible. If you're not on treatment by now, go ahead and come and help other survivors or people that need it for whatever reason they might have.
And how are you feeling after the whole process?
I am feeling great. It was short and sweet. It was very nice.
Have you given before? Have you donated before?
Yes, I've donated one time before, and it was also for a cancer patient, very young guy, and he needed blood. He had a leukemia, so he was starting the treatment, and they needed blood, and that was the first time. And I want to mention the name of those two people. That was David, and now my friend Anna. Gloria, it's going through a very hard time.
Sure, Anna and David appreciate it, and everyone else out there who's in need of blood. Amarilis, thank you so much for coming out here today.
Thank you very much. It was great having you here. Thank you.
Amarilis, truly such a special woman. It was so nice to meet her right when I hopped on the bus earlier this afternoon. An inspirational story of someone who just wants to do her part. She felt when she was going through her health journey that so many people rallied around her, so she wanted to do what she could to help those. She mentioned specifically her two friends, Anna and David. But even if you don't know someone who's directly going to be impacted by your donation, you have to just be a complete stranger, this is really a powerful moment to come out and give.
Yeah, we have a lot of people who like that, like she had cancer herself, or they may have had a family member who has had cancer or has been in an accident, and they realize how important that the blood transfusions were. That's a catalyst for them to come in and donate. I've met many people who are like that. But it amazes me when people just walk in and go, you know what, I want to do this because it's the right thing to do. And when we get young people in high schools and colleges and universities who say, I'm going to be committed to doing that, that's what we'd like to see. And, if you wonder if you're eligible, don't worry about that part of it. Come in. Yeah, there are some people who cannot donate. About 60% of us are able to donate, but less than 10% of us do. So that's why we stress donate if you can. And the other thing is diversity. We have a very diverse population. We have to supply that population. So we need the donors to be as diverse as the patients. So that's why we ask you from all walks of life. Blood doesn't care who you are, where you're from, the color of your skin. All it knows is that I can match somebody else. But we do need that diversity in the blood supply to be able to match these people. One example is sickle cell patients who have to have blood transfusions. Some of them have rare blood types, and over a period of time after transfusions, they have to be matched up to specific donors. And we have laboratories which do that 24 hours a day, looking for those matches. So that's just one example of how important a blood donation can be and how you can match somebody and be saving their life.
I actually had to go back into my own archives, my old lab work, to check what's my blood type again, because it's just something I didn't remember. O positive, by the way, which is great news because that's the universal donor, right? So important specifically for people who are O positive and O negative to come out and donate as well, but of course accepting from everyone, right?
Yeah, you're 38% of the population, so that's a good portion. That's the biggest part of the donor pool. And then O negative is 7%. So between O positive and O negative, that's the type that emergency rooms, trauma units keep on hand, because if somebody comes in an accident, they don't know who they are. They have to transfuse immediately before they can blood type them, and that's why that's important to have one. So you have that important blood type that can go to a lot of people, and that's why we are asking for people. If you have O positive, O negative, we want to see you. All blood types are important, of course, because we type match. We have a program called Target Your Type, and once you learn your blood type, we get you into a track of donating specifically. For example, the machine back there allows us to take 2 units of red blood cells from someone. Usually O positive, O negative, because that will allow us to give it to more people. The people that you've heard that give gallons, 100 gallons, they're usually the ones who are giving platelets directly to cancer patients. So they're able to give more, and those platelets will go to a cancer patient within 5 to 7 days.
We call those the super donors around here, and we actually had the honor of interviewing one for a story on CBS News Miami, John Jenkins, who's actually in the One Blood Donation Hall of Fame for having donated more than 500 times, more than 100 gallons of blood. He also does blood donation, whole blood, and platelet donation. So clearly he does it a lot, though. How often can people donate, whether it's whole blood or platelet donation?
Yeah, for like here on the Big Red Bus, you come in, you're giving whole blood. That's just 1 unit of blood. You could do that every 56 days, about every 2 months. But if you do it like specialized, that may be different. John, for example, John Jenkins, he could give every week, giving platelets, because he's not giving his red blood cells. So we take the platelets from him, give him back his red blood cells. That's what the machine does, and allows him to give that much. But it's vital, because the people who go through chemotherapy, radiation therapies, their body is depleted of platelets, and they have to have those transfusions in order to live. So he knows how important that is, and he understands why he should be in there every week or 2 weeks.
Yeah, Mr. Jenkins was one of those people who at first did it selflessly. He first went to a blood drive at a school, which are so important. That's how we get the young people donating. But it wasn't until 2019, decades after he first started donating, that his own daughter needed a transfusion. So at first, it wasn't something that hit home for him, but he still continued to give, and that's why it's so great to see that when it mattered, people were there to donate for his daughter as well. Now, we've seen a couple more people. They've got their blood flow going. I think they call it bleeding. That's how they called it. I know it's not the nicest of terms, but it's the truth. That's exactly what's happening here. The blood flow. Let's call it like that. The blood is flowing. People are sitting down here. What is considered a successful day on the Big Red Bus?
If we have a Big Red Bus like this, and we have somewhere between 20 and 30, that's a big day. It looks like we're approaching that. The other location, the other HCA hospital, I think had about 20 or so, what was that, a couple hours ago? They're probably going to make that. And they're right behind it. All told, to have 2 Big Red Buses giving that many units of blood in one day, having that success, is amazing.
I've only been here a couple of hours. I think this is person 5 and 6 and maybe 7 over there in waiting. I'll be number 8, or hopefully I'll be number 30 at the end of the day, depending on how this all shakes out for us. But for the people who come here, of course, they come here selflessly. They just want to give, but there are some treats involved as well. What can they expect?
All right, so, oh yeah, do we have the T-shirt? If somebody wants to throw me a long sleeve T-shirt over there, we know we're going to do this. I didn't have it. We have that plus a $20 e-gift card. So this is it. It's in a package, but it's a long sleeve T-shirt. And this is the last day we're giving this, because it's the end of today's the 29th, which is Leap Day, Leap Year Leap Day. And we're doing this here at the blood drives today. So you get the $20 e-gift card and this T-shirt, and then you got snacks, you have drinks. So we want to make sure that you stick around, enjoy your snacks and drinks.
Pat Michaels with One Blood, thank you so much for joining us. Extra day of the year. You get some extra goodies today if you come on out and donate. Of course, we're here until 7 o'clock at HCA Florida Aventura Hospital on Biscayne Boulevard, or you can check out our location, HCA Florida Westside Hospital in Plantation. Naja, so far it has been an absolutely incredible turnout. We hope to see everyone here before we close up shop tonight at 7. Back to you.
Yeah, just fantastic. Something simple we can do today to help so many people in our community. Thank you, Lauren, so much for that report. And that's your CBS News Miami Quickcast. We'll be checking out with our crews all throughout the day. And stay tuned for more local news right here on CBS News Miami.